Now I'm going to open the URL from a mobile. So let's see if this works or not. Hey guys, today we are building a video chat app which will be for 2 clients only, and we'll try to do it in X minute. That means that I don't know how much time it will take to code it, but it is probably in the description. So let's begin. So the main concept around our video chat app is WebRTC, which stands for Web Real-Time Communication, and what it does, it lets you have a direct communication between two browsers or clients. So you can transfer data from one client or one browser to another browser directly without the need of a backend or a server. So for this, we are going to use a package known as Simple Peer, which is made by Feroz. And the catch in WebRTC is that for the initial connection, you do need a third-party system for transfer of offer and answer. And you can do it by any messaging uh, applications such as WhatsApp or Telegram, but we are going to make a server to make this automatic. Okay, so let's see how a peer looks like. So this is the syntax of creating a peer. So let peer is equal to new peer, which has certain parameters. So let's go through this. The initiator specifies that whether the peer will by itself call the signal function or not. So if the initiator is true, it will by the peer will itself call the signal function, and if it is false, it won't call the signal function. We have to specify later of an event such as peer.signal, and then only it will run the signal event. And the stream is our video stream, and trickle. So trickle is also a boolean, and if this is true, it means that we are calling multiple signal functions, and if that is false, we aren't calling multiple signal functions. So for our case, trickle will be false. Initiator will vary according to our needs, and stream will of course be stream. So the technologies used in this video is almost mostly JavaScript. We have our ES6 or ECMAScript. We have node.js Express, simple peer package for our WebRTC. We have socket.io, which we'll use for communication between the front end and back end, and we have normal HTML. We don't have much of CSS. We are going to use Bootstrap, and that's it. So let me quickly explain the logic. What will happen first is our client one, or you can say our peer one, with initiator set to true, will generate an offer automatically, and in the first step it will send it to the server through socket.io. The server will send that offer to the second client. The second client will also have a peer, but its initiator will be false. It will then take the offer and generate answer. In the third step, the answer will go to the server, and server will send back to our client or PO1. And finally, these two will be connected directly. We won't be needing the server anymore. The server will have some other functions as well, and that will become clear in our code. So finally we have deployment. So I'm going to test this on localhost, and as well as we will host it on Heroku, and we will test it with my laptop and with my phone. So let's see how it goes. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable my camera, and we will begin with the code now. Okay guys, let's begin with the code. So this is our file structure. We have a public folder for our front end. Server.js is a backend, and packet.json is ready. I've already installed the node modules, and let's just go through this, and I'll tell you how to install these if you haven't. So let's first see add these scripts. So we have a start script which is node server.js, which will start a server, but we won't be using node, we will use node mon here. So I'll just do node mon, because whenever we will save a server.js file, we want it to reload, and node mon will do that. Another thing is the command npm run watch. What it will do is take a main.js file and output bundle.js, and we need this because I need some Node.js like features in my client side JavaScript, such as the require function, and Watchify does that. Okay, so our dependencies are Express, Simple PO, Socket, and our developer dependency is Watchify. So if you want to download or install them, what you have to do is npm install package name, for example Express at the latest, if you want the latest package, and save. For developer dependency, you just have to do save -dev. So this is the way, and let me just start both our scripts. So in one terminal, how to remove this, let's clear this up. Yeah, in one terminal I will do npm start to run our server, which is, by the way, these files are empty right now, there's nothing in them. Let's minimize this, and in the another terminal, what I will do is run the watch. So npm run watch. Okay, so let's begin with our front end, and I'll start from index file. Let's close this, and we need a basic structure, so Emmet will help us here. Name will be video chat app. We need the viewport for responsiveness. We don't need a CSS file. We need a script, but it will be, I prefer it down at the body, and our main script is main.js, but that will be converted into bundle, and we want the source to be bundle, so bundle.js. Okay, so another thing that we'll need here is the bootstrap CSS only style sheet. So let's get that. I'll just say bootstrap CSS only CDN, and complete CSS. So this is it. Copy this, and you have a link tag. Okay, so this head section is done. Let's move on to the body. So what we want is, we want two video elements which should be horizontal when the width size is of a large tablet or of a laptop, and the width and the video should be vertical when it is smaller than that. So let's begin with making a container. So container fluid, and we want a row which covers the entire page, so it should have height and width 100. And now we want two identical columns, so I'll code one and then we'll copy paste that. So col 12, col small 6, deflex, display flex, and justify content center, because we want our video should be in center. Now we need another div for wrapping our video component as a responsive component, and Bootstrap have classes for that, so we have to use embed responsive view, so that when our width is changing, our video should also be changing in some aspect ratio. So for that we have embed responsive, and we have to specify the ratio. So I will have 16:9, and we need a video element with class embed responsive item. So embed responsive item. We won't give a source because we will allocate the source from RGS, and we want to mute it. So mute it because we don't want to hear our own voice. We only want to hear the voice of the other person we are chatting with. Let's just copy paste this. Okay, so everything will be same, but we don't want the video element because we will make that dynamically in RGS when we have successfully connected with the other person. Okay, so this is it for our index file. Let's move on to the main.js. Okay, so let's just first import our simple pure package. So let pure is equal to require simple pure, and like I said before that normally in client-side JSS we can't use the require function, and that is why we are using Watchify. It gives us Node.js like features. And let's have a socket. Let's initialize our socket IO, and this will directly connect to our host. We also want a reference to our own video, so we'll just have a document dot queries selector, and we'll just ask for the video element because there's only one video element, and we want to define our client. So client object will have everything related with the other person. Okay, so let's get the video stream. So we'll have to ask the browser for the user's permission. So for that, navigator dot media devices dot get user media, and here we want the video and the audio, so I will set this to true. And if you want a particular resolution of video, you can have an object here with width and height, and it will only give the video in that resolution, but I want the full video full resolution, so I'm just setting it to true. And if the user gives the permission, then we have the stream, so we can do a work. If he doesn't give us the permission, then we'll have an error, and we'll display that error to our user. So I'll just document write error, display that to him. Okay, so once we have the stream, the first thing we want to do is notify our backend that the user has given permission, please add one client. So I'll just send a message from here, and we'll handle that in the backend. So socket.emit, and we'll say new client. So our event is new client, and this will be handled in our server.js. We will add a client there. Next thing that makes sense to do is just display our video now, so at least the user can see himself. So we'll set our source object to the stream, and we'll play the video. So now the user can see himself. So now we will have a couple of functions. First of all, we will create the init PO function, which will define a new PO and return it, and we'll have a parameter type which will tell us if the PO should be so it should have the init true or init false. For init true, what will happen is it will uh, send the offer itself, and if the init is false, we won't send the offer, we will wait for the offer and send answer. So let's create a PO. So let PO is equal to new PO, and here we'll give the initiator, and we'll check if our type parameter is init. If it is, we want it to be set to true. If not, set it to false. Okay. So other thing is that we want to set the stream to stream and trickle to false. Now peer on stream. So when we get the stream from the other user, we want to create a new video. So I'll call the create video function here, and we'll create this function later. And another thing is that when our peer is closed, we want to destroy the video. So here we'll do peer dot on close. We want to get, not get, we'll directly, I think, yeah, we will directly remove it, the video. So get element by ID, and we'll later set the ID to pure video. So we're just going to do pure video dot remove, and we'll also perform a function called peer dot destroy. So the peer, everything is cleaned up, and finally we will return our peer. So let us just put some comments here, such as use to initialize a peer. Yeah, this is good enough. And now we want to create another function known as make peer, and this is for creating an a peer of type init. So this function will be called when we want a peer which should send the offer. So for peer of type init, so here first of all we will take our client object and set a property called got answer to false. This is because when we send our offer, we will wait for the answer, and if till then we have set the got answer to false. So we'll get our peer back from the init peer function. So init peer of type init peer on signal. Okay, so since it is of the type init, it will automatically run this signal function and send the offer. So what I am going to do here is, if our client dot got answer is not true, send the offer. And wait a second, socket dot emit emit. So the event name is offer, and we'll send our data or offer. And finally we want to set the peer as a property as well. So the client has two properties, it has got answer and peer. Set this to peer. Okay, so another function that we want is front answer. This function is used when we get an offer from another client. We want to send him the answer. So here also we will have to define a peer, but it will not be of type init. So let peer is equal to init peer not init peer dot on signal. So here this signal function won't run automatically. We'll have to call this, and I will do that in the next line of code. But here let's just handle it. So if we get the signal, that means that we have got our offer, and what I want to do is I want to emit it with the event answer and our data, and this will be our answer. And like I said, it won't call itself, so we'll call it. So it should have an offer as a parameter, and we'll pass that offer to the signal, which will generate an answer and send it to the backend so that it can send it to the other user. So let's give a comment here. Let's just copy paste this. Type not init. Okay. So the next function we want is our signal answer. Function signal answer. This function will handle when answer comes from the backend. What we want to do is, if the answer comes from backend, we will set the client.got answer to true and signal answer here to our peer, and then finally both the clients will be connected. So answer and Let's set client.getAnswer to be true, and let pure is equal to client.pure. So we got a pure, and for that pure, let's send our answer. So when we said send, when this signal function works, it will go here and see that our answer is true, so it will not do anything. What will automatically happen is the answer of the other user is finally connected. Okay, so now we want to create our create function. I mean create video function, and it will have stream as parameter. So let's create a video element. Let video is equal to document dot create element video. And let's set the ID to, we already set the ID to pure video, and since the stream is here, we want to set the source to stream, and we also want our video to have a class which will be this same class. And we want to document dot selector pure div dot append child our video element, so it will come inside this. Wait a second, I have not given ID here, so ID is equal to pure div. So inside here as a child the video element will come. Okay, so now finally we have our last function, which is the session active function. This will be called when there are already two people chatting and someone else opens our URL. So he should be notified that there's a session going on, it is active. So let's just say session active, please come back later. Okay, so now our functions are ready. We now need to have our event for which all these functions will run. So we will have a socket.on for all of these. Let's just create one, and or let's just copy paste it. So let's see how many we need. We need one for make pure, for front answer, for signal, and for session. So we want 4 of these. And for some particular events we want to call them. So for back offer I want to call front answer, because when offer is coming from the back we want the front to generate an answer for us. we want a back answer event for which signal answer will run. So if the answer is coming from the backend, you want to handle that and connect both the clients. We have a session active event which will call session active function, and finally we have a create PO event which will uh, call our make PO function. So this is it for our main.js. It is already converted into a bundle, and let's move on to the server. Okay, so let's require our dependencies or modules. So const express is equal to require express. We want to create an app of express, and we could have wrote the this two lines of code in one line, and that could have been like app is equal to require express and then this. So this one line of code is equivalent to these two lines, and we'll be writing a code like that only. Now we need an HTTP server, so const HTTP would require the HTTP module, and we want to supply our app to the server, so server, and we pass our app. Now what we want to do is create an instance of socket.io by passing HTTP to it. So const io equal to require socket.io and HTTP, and we'll make a port. So the port should have either 3000 or the port available, so 3000. So the first middleware will be that we want our static files to load. So app.use express.static, and we want to specify our root here. So our root should go to the public folder, and index.html will automatically load. So we want our directory, and then we want to add a public folder or directory. So firstly, let's set our clients to 0, because initially there won't be any clients, and we want our IO connection to be done, and we have to specify all the on socket.on commands inside this. So IO connection function socket, and we'll have all the socket on here. So this will run as soon as the connection between front end and back end is made. our first event to be handled was new client. So new client, want a function here, and what we want to do is check if the number of clients is less than 2. So if clients is less than 2, we'll check if there is currently one client. If there is one client, we want this particular socket to go back and run our create PO function. Because if there are 0 clients, we don't want to do anything, just increment the client number, and if there is one client available, means that there is one user and a second user comes, then the second user should go and run the create peer event, which will run the make peer, which will send the offer to the first client. Okay, so else, now if there are more than 2 clients, you want to say that there's already a session going on, so I'll tell to go and run the event session active, and let's increment the clients. Okay, so what else do we need to handle? We have offer, for which we will make a function on offer, send offer. So if an offer is coming from the front end, send offer will handle that. Let's just copy paste and make 2 more. Now we have answer, so if the answer is coming, then send the answer to the other user. We want a built-in event known as disconnect. So if we close our browser window, disconnect function should run, which will decrease our client. So let's just first make our disconnect function only, because that is the most simple function. Disconnect, and if clients are more than 0, you just minus them. Now what else do we have? We have the send offer. So let's create that function send offer. We have offer. So the send offer, which is this offer event, will contain some data with it. So this, here we are sending data, and that data is offer parameter. What we want to do is send this offer to the other user. So it shouldn't be sent to us, but it should send to all the other users, which in case is just one user. So we are going to use the broadcast emit, which doesn't send the data to ourselves, but send it to all the other people. So this dot broadcast dot emit, and back offer is the event name, and we want to send the offer. Similarly, let's just copy paste this and we'll have our send answer. So here we'll have data, or you can say answer. I'm just naming this data because I think here also I have named it data. So back answer and data. So send the answer to the other user, and I think we have handled all our functions. Okay, what else do you want? Yeah, we want our server to listen to the port, yeah, to the port, and this console log, it is connected or it is listening. So console.log active on, let's have this in literal. So active on whatever port it is on, active on port. Okay, so our server is also completed. Now let's go and test this. So it is running on 3000 port. So localhost 3000, and nothing is happening. Let's see if there is any error. Okay, so IO is not defined. IO. Okay, so I had forgotten to include the socket.io script. So for that, I'll just copy this and paste this above bundle and do a socket hash socket.io slash socket.io.js. This will make our connection happen. Also, I'll remove this doc type HTML, and let's just see if everything else is okay. Okay, so here I think we have to play the video as well. After we get the stream from the second user, we want to play it. So video.play. I think everything else is okay. So let's go close this and try this again. Yes, so this is working. It is asking for our permission. So here, if you have an external camera, it will probably show up here, the microphone. I have the default webcam. So let's just first see what will happen if we click on don't allow. So it is telling us that the user has not allowed. Let's refresh this. Okay, so it seems like that this has cached. So let's close this and open it in private window. I'm going to allow, and I can see my video. Let's just open another one, allow, and it's working. So cool. uh, let's go and check the responsiveness of our app. So on laptops and uh, large tablets it should be horizontal, and on mobiles it will be like this vertical. Okay, so I have uploaded my app on Heroku, and the app URL is simplevideochat.heroku.com. So let's open this, allow, and this is working. So now I'm going to open the URL from a mobile. So let's see if this works or not. So it is asking for a video source. I am going to say front facing camera and share. So this is working, and what I have done is I have muted the audio of my mobile, because I don't want the audio of my phone and laptop to go back and forth and create a loop. Now let's see if I close this video, client's video should be, the second person's video should be removed. So that's working. And let's try that if two people are already chatting and the third person tries to open the URL, he should be given an error. So I'm opening this again. Okay, so this is here, and let's try to open the URL again. So allow, and as you can see, there's this message that there's a session active, please come back later. So let's close this and close this as well. So this is working perfectly. What I will do is, after this video is uploaded on YouTube, this link will be active for a week, so you guys can go and check this app yourself. And I think that's it. I wish that was it, but after I recorded that video, I tested this on Chrome, and in my Chrome, what is happening is, when I close one window, the video element of the second person doesn't get removed. What happens is it just freezes, and after a while, a black screen video is there, but it still doesn't get removed. So I haven't figured it out why this is happening, but I am going to tell you an alternative. So what I concluded was our close event is not working. So what you can do is, I'm not changing the code. I'm just going to tell you how you can uh, take an alternative step here in case this is happening with you as well. So remove this close event, copy our remove our code to remove the video, and make another function. So let me just function remove video, and copy this and paste it here. And on a server, what we want to do is, in our disconnect function, so when any of the clients disconnect, we want our client to get minus minus, and also we want to broadcast that please remove my video. So here I will just say remove video, and let's go to our main and copy this and paste this, and for our event remove video, just run the function remove video. So this way the video will get removed, and this will properly work in Chrome as well. So I'm going to undo the changes that I just did here, because I don't want this in my code yet. I will try to figure out what was the cause of this not working, but this is the way uh, how your code will work in all the browsers. And just remove this as well. Okay, so this is finally it, and I hope that you have understood how you can make your web chatting app from scratch. So like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and you can also donate me. There's a link, my PayPal link, in the description. And of course all this code is available on GitHub, so you can have a look there. You can use the live link, and it will be active for 7 days, I think. So that's it guys, see you next time.